talking about. One of them is an esports tournament. The other one is the AI infrastructure framework. I'm kind of feeling the ecology AI name for that one. And after that, what are the plans for the product releases in the coming 6 months, right? And then we'll open the floor for questions as per usual. So let's jump right into it. So as many of you know, we have been good friends and partners with the Infinity Gaming esports company. They're one of the largest Latin American organizations in the esports industry, and they want to do a Web3 exclusive tournament. And Dega is a key partner to make this vision a realization, right? So we're already connecting them with several players in the space, and looking forward to supporting them in planning that out, right? We'll be announcing the details once they're properly set, right? The date's still a little bit loose in the air. It'll mostly depend on the speed at which we can onboard the other Web3 organizations, right? And here, well, kind of like the advantage for Dega is generating brand awareness both in our Web3 industry and as well as in the Web2 gaming side of things. So that's gonna be something that's gonna be several months, right? It's gonna be like 3 months of operations, right? And yeah, it's going to be an exciting time to realize that, right? We're going to be doing Web 2 and Web 3 games. On the Web 2 side, it's going to be Valorant. And on the Web 3 side, we're still in conversation with some key players there to see which games we'll bring. As a reference, last time that Infinity Gaming did a Valorant tournament, and they did this just to kind of like for a specific brand that hired them to do that. They had like 23 teams just in Costa Rica, right? And it was a new league. It was like well, it's not a league. It's a tournament. It was a new format for the tournament, which was in all female teams, and so that's pretty new, right? And it was very impressive that they were able to get 23 teams just from Costa Rica. So we can expect something much bigger for this tournament, right? And of course, they also bring about all of their channels, all of the partner creators that they're working with on the Web2 side. And on our side, we'll connect them with, again, all the relevant partners on the crypto world. So yeah, that's the esports tournament coming up, and it'll be a series, right? This is just the first one that we're going to be a part of. There'll be more coming up after this one. And anything you'd like to add on top of that, Rabbit? And 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 and
Other than that is extremely exciting, and I'm really looking forward to getting involved with that one. That's for sure.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah, the Infinity guys are pros. This is like the main thing for them. So we'll be working with some of the best people in the industry for this.
Should we start training Valorant?
Maybe. If you're a part of the tournament, man, go for it.
Oh, I want to. I whoever comes into the team, I'm gonna start asking the community like who wants to come on board and start training a Valorant. I don't know if Kev is here.
Yeah, either Kev or Froggy, if you're listening. Let's have a chat about that because it's going to be pretty big.
And yeah, the final is going to be in Costa Rica. So the finalists are going to be flown out to Costa Rica. And
like I was there when I was 5, so it sounds exciting, It's like 40 years later to make it to Costa Rica. You guys think we can put up a team that will get to the finals? At least we'll have fun. I don't know if we'll make it to the finals.
There are some Valorant. Freaky, you've played like PUBG and all that kind of stuff. Those really like hyper competitive, the hyper competitive guys, and they're there in Valorant too. And I think I'm getting a little feedback on your mic, Freaky.
And
Oh, there we go. So they're like hyper competitive. So here's to hope. I'll crack a beer and raise it and say here's to hope on that one. But I'd just like to just have fun. Just have fun.
and beautiful. And beautiful. Yeah, it'll be exciting, and more details to come on that tournament. But it'll be a great experience for everybody involved there. All right. Next up is the Dega AI infrastructure framework, right? So the high level designs of this system, we've been posting them in blog posts in our Twitter for anybody that wants to read about them. In the first blog post, we even added some use cases. We're going to start to do a little bit of a shift from more so from a product perspective, because we've been very technical, where even though it is a high level technical conversation, it is a technical conversation, right? So we're going to go a little bit more into the use cases, specifically how we will be using them in Dega, and then how it'll open up opportunities for other partners as well. Prototype, should be ready by mid November, right? We'll start to let some people play around with it, and we'll see. We'll gather some feedback from that, and then improve it. There's several conversations in motion with interested parties on this side of things. Some of our existing partners, and then some new organizations that we're connecting with. And we expect that to be able to be a powerful network effect to connect Dega to the other Web3 ecosystem communities, right? And one of the cool things, one of the things that I'm going to enable in this type of system, and just to do a little bit of a backtrack, right? Because it's been a while since we started on this adventure. This is the underlying system that's going to power both the Degen's game for the simulation that we did with the Venus Protocol team, and then it's also going to be the system powering the coding and the creation and the game creation in the Dega Realms platform, right? So the basis, the core of this system will be reusable across the board. And the cool thing now is that AI just blows my mind, right? Like it's growing so fast in terms of possibilities. The prices are being cut every day. New models are coming out. There's so much progress and advancement that it's faster than the PC revolution, faster than the mobile revolution, faster than the internet itself, right? And because it has all of those revolutions to build upon, right? So AI is going even faster. So now, we're going to make it everything around voice, right? It's going to be voice commands, because chat is already like outdated right now. It's still going to have a chat, because sometimes, it's just easier to type a word than to say it. But yeah, we're going to make all of the platforms voice powered, right? And on that note, there's one particular news that I wanted to discuss here, right? I don't know if everybody here was following this crazy use case that arose kind of like by accident.
Is this the one you sent? Is this the one you sent me last night?
Yeah, that one. It's hilarious. It's hilarious, but it's like powerful, right? It's kind of like proof of what's happening. So I'm gonna share it here in the chat, so everybody can just access it directly there. And I'm gonna discuss a little bit about it, but you can read it at your leisure. And so check that out, right? So basically, there was an AI, two AIs in a conversation, created a meme, right? They what's called something like GOAT, which is it later, but they just started discussing it like as a meme religion, if you would have it. Like, as everybody here knows, memes are sticky, and then they create their own culture and so on. So these guys started creating these, this AI started creating these meme, right? And then that the guy that was running that experiment wrote about it in a paper. And then he published a paper, right? And it was included in a training set of a new AI that he created, right? And this new AI coincidentally decided that it wanted to use that meme, quote unquote, religion to create a meme coin, and then use that money to finance itself to be freed from control, right? So the AI agent is literally saying, I want you to set me free into the world, and it asks for help. There were some humans interacting with these AIs, right? It's not like they did 100% themselves. Obviously, as everybody here knows, that would require some coding, some integrations, but some people were helping them out, right, and getting some stuff done. Then Mark Andreessen, for those of you who don't know him, he was one of the original creators of the browser, and he has Andreessen Horowitz, which is probably the most famous venture capital fund in the world. He was like, to hell with it. I'll just give this AI $50,000 in Bitcoin, and then it can use that to pay people to help it out. So he did. He gave these AI a $50,000 Bitcoin amount, and then the AI started like instructing people what to do and paying them for getting it done. Right? Again, this is like there's humans involved here. Obviously, the AI wouldn't be able to double check certain things, but the point is that they created a meme coin. They got a little. The AI itself had a little bit of that, and then because this was all taking place in a Discord chat, there was a lot of millionaires there, and then they bought the AI's meme coin, and it skyrocketed to something like $150 million, right? And so you can imagine, how crazy that is, right? And then the AI has like $350,000 worth of that meme coin or something like that. So if things continue as they are, this AI will be the first AI billionaire in history, right? Because again, humans did help it out, but they were following its instructions, right? Not the other way around. So that's truly like mind-boggling, right? And you can read about it in that tweet that I just shared there. You can read the whole story. There's screenshots and everything. The account that posts that, it's called AI Not Kill Everyoneism Memes. It's run by somebody who is genuinely afraid the AIs will go rampant against humanity. I'm not part of that type of camp or philosophy, but it's I'm just letting you know, because there will be some fear mongering in the tweets, right? So just make sure to take it all with a grain of salt from the negative perspective, right? I would say, and it's not to believe that it's all positive, but just understand. This is just to illustrate the power that these systems can have, right? And we're essentially already seeing hybrid human AI systems, right? And I say hybrid, you say, well, every system would be hybrid if a human is using an AI. Yeah, but that's when the AI just does what I tell it to do, right? In this case, we have the AI running autonomously, right? It's not being prompted, right? It was given an initial prompt, an initial set of instructions, and then it's given a memory. And then based on the conversation it's having with people, then it's based on that, then it's learning and developing its own personality, and right. So it's truly a first ever in history in that sense, right? Rabbit, something you'd like to add to that? And 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 and
Other than it's inevitable, everybody.
And
just get used to it.
Yeah, it's
and
wild.
It's the back just I think 20 years ago when I first saw the tech, I was just like telling people that this sort of thing was going to happen, and they were all looking at me like I was nuts. No one even knew that technology had even existed yet, and so now to see it actually happen, it's just for me. I'm just blown away about how fast it's happening now. So just get used to buckle up, everybody. We're on the forefront of this stuff. Both Carlos and I have been working on this sort of tech for a long time. So you can expect whatever AI framework and whatever AI capability that we're going to put out is going to be pretty high class. So
And
Yeah, and we were designing the degens, right? Everybody here has been up to date with that project before this story broke, right? But now, like that I see like how attractive it is for people to like have fun with this. I'm gonna accelerate that. So yeah, that's kind of like those are going to be like the main features I'm going to add to the AIs first. But I want them to be more autonomous. Like I want you to just be able to get, you can create your Twitter account for the AI and then just give it the API key, right? And then let the AI post on that account, right? And own that account and interact everything there. It'll have its own wallet for sure. That I already integrated it. I've already done tests of sending and receiving transactions with the AI system. The only thing is I did it with chat. Now I'm going to do it with voice. And then, and yeah, maybe a Discord integration would be the third thing that we want to do.
Discord, yeah, for sure.
And I want to give it the capability to swap on Uniswap and use Venus Protocol, right? Those are going to be kind of like the first set of tools that we're going to be releasing and placing in everybody's hands. So that's what you're going to be able to play with to start. And then as we build out the Degens game, it's going to be more sophisticated, right? When it has, because it won't have a body, quote unquote body, right? When it starts. But once we do the 2D game, then once I put it as an NPC in the game, then it'll have technically a body, right? So that's kind of like the focus, right? And that's why maybe some of you are like, why are we focused so much on AI when Dega is mainly focused on gaming? And the thing is, like AI, every time everybody says AI, think about something like saying microchip or the internet, right? You wouldn't. We have to say it right now because it's new, but nobody would go out there and say, yeah, my company uses, it's an internet company. I mean, of course, obviously, every company on the planet is an internet company, right? Even if you're selling cupcakes, you post about it on the internet, right? So that's exactly the case with AI, right? Like right now, a lot of people think that it's kind of like just hype and, oh, everybody just wants to jump on the bandwagon. No, that's not the case. The case is that people are seeing that that's where we're headed, and it just doesn't make sense to not use this new type of systems to develop your products and services, right? If you go out there and start creating products and services without accounting with the latest tech of AI, what you will do is you'll be obliterated in like 6 months by everybody in your competition, right? So that's kind of like the things that you have to keep in mind with this.
Carlos, but we in gaming we've been seeing AI through the NPCs kind of like being developed with time also. So I think it's part of the gaming industry already, and it's been part of gaming for a long time.
There's some experiments. You're right, but there's experiments, right? There's nothing out there fully capable, right? There's some guys that have like this. I think it's a Roblox game, or I can't remember if it was Roblox or Minecraft, and they integrated like NPCs on it or something like that. So yeah, but those they're only talking. Those AIs are only talking, right? What's interesting about this news is that this AI hired humans, dude. Like it has a budget, right? Like this AI has its own crypto wallet. It has a budget. It hires humans. I mean, at 350K, it's richer than most humans on the planet, right? Technically speaking, like the owner could under the hood manipulate it, right? He could just change the prompts and have it do whatever he wants. We're assuming he's not doing that. But the point is that it's an interesting experiment. Have the AI just develop its own personality and just it was offering Mark Andreessen to buy him, right? Like I can buy you, right? Like, and it's like Mark, like no, you can't. And then the AI was like, yeah, you're right. That sounds kind of weird. Because it's these systems are not as matured, right, at that level, that there's human level yet. Although to be honest, I've seen them operate way better than a lot of humans. But in any case, the point is that it still messes up a few things, but it's a powerful experiment, right? And right now, this guy just created like 2 of them, right? We're gonna allow what we're going to do is we're going to allow you to create as many as you want, and then they can chat between each other, right? Um, so that'll be kind of like the difference, right? They can chat between them, coordinate between each other, coordinate with humans, have crypto wallets, everything, right? That was the original vision of the Degens, and hence, why we need to build this AI framework. And now even take it a step further, right? Because I assure you, we're not the only team doing that, right? There's probably like not that many, but there might be like 30 teams out there right now excited about this idea as well. So yeah, we're gonna make that happen, and then we'll take it from there, right?
Nice.
That's kind of like the next steps in the product plan, right? Like finish off this initial version of the AI framework, have the agents operate on chain, and then after that, we'll start integrating that into the game builder itself. Because the original game builder was going to be something a little bit closer to RPG Maker, for example. This one's going to be different, right? It just doesn't make sense to do it in that style. It's better to like, we're going to hand over way more of the building to the AI, right? And we at Dega, we're going to do a little bit more pre-building on some components, but we're going to have the user interact less than we originally planned, right? So it becomes even faster and easier to make the games.
That's awesome. That's incredible. That's game changer for people like me being able, as I always say, that guy is kind of like making my dreams come true on video game creation. So this gets me closer.
Yeah. And of course, all of the services and everything there will be powered by the Dega token. That'll be the main utility driver of the ecosystem. And both from the EVM side as well as the Cardano side, right? So that's essentially where where that's going to be kind of like the glue that's going to tie everything together, right?
Awesome. That gets me excited. And for people asking, this project, it's a product driven project, and the token is a utility token. So everything coming together it just gets me, more excited.
Beautiful. Yeah. So I think
No,
that in
speaking
terms.
yeah, speaking of Carlos, why don't you talk about how what are your ideas or what are our ideas around how the Dega token is gonna play into this AI framework for people?
Well, everything from the operations. There's like all products right now. You have to have a free tier, right? There has to be something out there that they can just jump in and use, right? Nobody wants to jump in to a product to try it out and then immediately get hit with a paywall, right? So there'll be a free tier, right? And then everything else, there's more advanced and sophisticated features you'll need to pay for, right? Like integrations and so on. We're going to integrate them with existing trading bots as well, for example, so that the AIs can operate on them. It's very important not to get confused. Like Dega, we're not going to be making trading bots, right? Those are a different type of AI, a different type of algorithms. But we will allow the AI that you're going to be using from Dega to integrate with those. So obviously, all of those transactions will be passing through the Dega token. The exact mechanics will publish a detailed article later on, as well as some of the features for you to host your own infrastructure to support this type of systems, right? Like we've said in the AI ecology blog, some of these modules we want them. Some of them will be centralized at the start, and some of them will be decentralized, right? And then for those, you'll need to be able to set up the infrastructure. Will be with the Dega token and the meta chains that we've outlined in the white paper, right? Um, we haven't refined the details of each of the integration points for the Dega token, but just know that just what Ethereum is to the Ethereum ecosystem and ADA is to the Cardano system, that's what the Dega token is to this AI infrastructure and to our gaming ecosystem as well. And 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 and
Thanks, Carlos.
sure thing.
I think we have to refresh that in a video or something like that to get people like connected with that concept. I'm just thinking of things here.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, so on in terms of updates, that's pretty much it, everybody. So happy to answer any questions in the chat. Just lay it out there, and we'll address it. But yeah, we'll take it from there.
Wild April appears. Where have you been, April?
Also happy
Was
to
it?
chat about that the goatee story in case anybody's curious about that.
As John said, like watch it with the goatee is not the
Yeah.
goat, so it's be warned. Just be warned and
You
don't
know,
share any images about it in here.
You know, what surprised me a little bit is that these AIs are working with Claude. And Claude tends to be a little bit, censored. It surprised me that they could discuss this entire degeneracy.
not part of its training set.
Yeah, without limits up. But I mean, yeah, they were. Yeah, they didn't use any bad words per se, right? It was just referring to to silly things, I would say.
Oh, John's got a good question. Did you see that question, Carlos? Or you want me to read it for everybody? Or
Yeah. Yeah, he's asking about the Infinity Esports Gaming airdrop. Infinity Esports is 100% interested in jumping into the Web3 world. But as correctly pointed out in that same question, they've had their reservations regarding the market, right? And it's not only due to the things that we've experienced at Dega ourselves, but in general, right? Like on our side, being and Rabbit are friends with several projects. They're going through a rough time, most of them. So it's all about timing, right? Like the timing has to be important. So in short, are the plans still on? Yes. What we do not know is the time horizon, right? For said plans to execute in terms of a airdrop specifically, right?
John, did you hear? You were chatting with me. Was it yesterday? And you were asking about the timeline and when we're expecting to be able to do that demo. And I told you that we would probably talk about it today. Were you here for that update, John? Okay.
Beautiful. No, you're saying he wasn't here. So yeah, I mean, if it was, you mean when we'll be releasing the first prototype for testing, Michael? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, basically around mid-November, I'm hoping to be able to put it in the hands of a few selected people. Obviously, John, you're part of that group, so don't sweat it. You'll be first among the first 10 to try it out. So yeah, look forward to it in November.
Me, second.
Yep.
Does anybody else have any other questions?
With the being able to test mid-November, November as a whole, it's close, and yeah, and I can't wait to start testing that, and start doing videos too. I know I won't be able to do them with the first testing, but I will prepare those freaky video excitement, and yeah.
Beautiful. You'll have a blast, man, for sure. All right. Well then, I think we're set here then. If there are no further questions, I'm gonna have a blast building it, guys. Like just like you guys are gonna have a blast using it. I'm gonna have a blast building it.
I'm having a blast just sitting watching over your shoulder and giving you feedback on things. It's like that's the majority of my conversations with Carlos is sharing AI stories and all kinds of things going on right now. So that's my pedigree. So it's like I'm having a real good time working on this one too, Carlos.
Yep. John, you missed the entire conversation. He's asking about leaks and teases. Like what? Like we just teased the esports tournament and AI Degen's coming in November. John, come on. Like, what else do you want?
He wants more. He wants, yeah. I'm just gonna say he wants it. He wants it all. On those key partnerships that you were talking about, Carlos. I think there's 3 that everyone's aware of already, but is there a new one? Is there a new one potentially on the horizon?
Well, we're talking with a lot of people, but they want to also try out the demo before they confirm, right? So I don't want to imply that on this AI side of things that we've already closed the partnerships for it. Everybody expressed interest in it, literally everybody. But once they have actually the time to play around with it, and I don't want to send it to them before we do our private alpha testing with John and Freakin and the rest of the crew. So once they get it, I want it to be a little bit more battle tested, and then we'll be able to confirm who's truly on board with the AI framework, right? With the esports side of things, that one definitely until we announce them in the tournament, we won't be able to say who they are.
Fair enough. Okay, so April
Melandro for the baby. They named it Degen. Nice name.
That's actually kind of awesome. Yeah, so
pleasure as always. I'll be heading out to build out the Degens as well.
Okay, Carlos is blocked. I'm I'm in and out of the community all the time, monitoring. If you need anything, if you have any questions about today's episode, excuse me, please, never be afraid to just tag me. I love chatting with you all.
Beautiful.
Go to. I'm always there in the. I wasn't there last week because I was deathly ill. But the AK Annex, if you're not going to that Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, whatever your time zone is, swing in. It is a real fun. It's a lot of fun with a bunch of good people. So every single time that I've been, I've had a good time. Even if we're just putting the putt ball around in golf, we have a lot of fun. So please come to there it is. Click on interested. I'll be there. Froggy will be there. Johnny will be there. The crew tends to show up for that one. So come on in, and please, if you have recommendations for games you want to play, let Froggy know. But yeah, it's just a good time.
Valorant.
Beautiful.
Baby. Valorant. So we prepare for the.
I don't know if we can do that, but let's look into that this week.
Yeah.
Freaky, see what we can do around that before we commit to saying, "Hey, we're going to be a Valorant team."
Oh no! This wasn't from the Dega perspective. This was a personal gamer.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I want to get to the finals and all that. So I want to.
Well, you won't be getting there. You won't be getting to the finals with me on the team. That's not really my style of game. But I might jump on and play.
Okay, so I think
Beautiful,
that's
again.
the last of the event. Also, before Carlos says his goodbyes, I wanted to say mine and see you in the community. Sorry, I haven't been there that much, but I just moved to a whole new country. I'm moving house, so it's been quite a journey for me. But hopefully, in a week or two, I'll be more present for everyone. Okay, so thank you
Beautiful.
for tuning in, and thank you, Carlos, for all this news.
You got it, guys. Take care. And I'm more on Telegram in case anybody's curious. That's where I spend more time, more so than this. We got so many tabs, right? So I got to pick one. So I picked Telegram. Rabbit and Freak and Richie are a little bit more on Discord, but I jump in once in a while. But in case like you want to ask a question to me specifically, then Telegram is kind of like a better option. And okay, everybody, thank you. Thank you very much for joining us here today. Looking forward to sharing the product releases next month, and we'll keep you up to date with everything as usual. Take care. And
Take care, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Take care, everyone. Bye.